A short reflection on a prayer written by Padraig O'Tuma, former community leader and community member of Croí. This is a prayer for reconciliation, which has taken on a very different sense for me in these strange coronavirus times. Where there is separation, there is pain. And where there is pain, there is story. And where there is story, there is understanding and misunderstanding, listening and not listening. May we, separated peoples, estranged strangers, unfriended families, divided communities, turn toward each other and turn toward our stories with understanding and listening, with argument and acceptance, with challenge, change, and consolation. Because if God is to be found, God will be found in the space between. Amen. A few reflections coming out of that amazing prayer for me. And the first is separation is bringing great pain in our lives right now. I think it's important that we recognize, notice, not judge, but recognize the feelings of pain that separation is causing. Not saying I should feel this or I'm meant to be feeling that, but to be recognizing and noticing without judgment what we're feeling in these times of separation. And then, how do we start to capture and form and communicate all of the varied stories of this separation and attempts at connection? The stories of disconnection and connection, separation and longing. How do we find not just those epic stories, but all those everyday moments, everyday encounters, those small quotidian things that make up our lives? And then reflecting on those last amazing lines, which says, because if God is to be found, and there's a lovely question mark there, because it's not always easy to discern or understand God in anxious times. Because if God is to be found, God will be found in the space between. And right now, there is great space. There are great spaces between us. How do we learn to discern God in these anxious, separated spaces? And how do we start to respond? Feeling what we're feeling about separation, owning and communicating our stories, and starting to look and explore and name and respond to that of God waiting in the spaces between, in the great separation of our times.